Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I am Brad. Today we are talking about the Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild in this first round of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment. Who you think's gonna win? How many games? Who's your MVP? I know if you're on YouTube, if you're on audio, 5 stars would be great. If you can't see, I'm already wearing a Dallas Stars jersey, but this is because I don't have a Minnesota Wild jersey. I'm also wearing a Dallas Stars hat because I don't have a Minnesota Wild hat. I did. I got ruined. But anyway, so we are going here to talk about this series. I know I'm wearing the jersey. Does not mean I'm picking them as the winner. You'll have to find out at the end. So let's do a recap and do a review of the Dallas Stars in the Minnesota Wild. And let's be honest, boys and girls, this is not fair. I am very much for a 1-8 Stanley Cup final. That's just makes more sense. Like Stanley Cup, it should be 1-8 in the Western Conference, 1-8 in the Eastern Conference. And if that was the case, the Dallas Stars would be currently versing the Anaheim Ducks. Dallas Stars have 112 points. Anaheim has 92. That is a 10-win difference. So, and then you're in Minnesota Wild, who are in the same division as Dallas Stars. It's just honestly, it's not fair. And the winner of this series gets to go on and verse Avalanche, which just sucks. This should be a matchup that's waited or at the end of the conference finals. These are three powerhouse teams is Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota. And the fact that they have to verse each other in the 2 rounds sucks. Because if Minnesota Wild's out in the first round, that sucks for Quinn Hughes and the whole team, right? If Dallas Stars Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, Jason Robertson, that just sucks. So getting that out of the way, it's unfair. It should be 1-8 and a reseed in the second round, and it should be that's just what it should be. But Gary's not cool like that, and hopefully they fix it when he leaves. So, and that's my hope. I pray for it every day. So, moving on, let's talk about start with the Dallas Stars, of course, because I'm rocking the jersey. And Dallas Stars are my third favorite team. So I got Red Wings, San Jose, and then Dallas Stars. So talking about this team, come on this team. It is a phenomenal team. When you're looking at this. I just think the high end talent is so there. Again, I'm a Robertson family. We're a Robertson family. My wife got me this jersey. Again, look at him. He had 96 points in 82 games in a contract year. This guy might make $14 million a year. No joke. I said when the Dallas Stars signed him for 7.75 for 4 years, I said you are going to lose money. You're costing yourself money. Mind you, Dallas Stars have been competitive. They've been going for the playoffs for the last several years. And in those 4 years, they've made the playoffs. In this fourth years. And every year of that, this is kind of cool. And every year so far of the Jason Robertson contract, they've made it to the conference finals in 22-23, 23-24, 24-25. So just shows you the Dallas Stars are good and they save it at whatever cap space. I think if you had signed them for way cheaper back then, you could have got it for more for 8 years at a higher cap hit. But again, they wanted the cap hit now. And so he's going to make so much money. I think he might hit $14 to $16 million. No joke. So with that, let's talk about a couple of things. Other couple of key players. Rantanen, of course, 77 points in 64 games, a little bit injured, but huge acquisition last year. You're trading 2 first-round picks for him. So again, that was a huge price to pay. They also traded for Michael Bunting at the trade deadline. That was a nice little pickup. But overall, this team was pretty set coming into the year. It was a lot. They got Radim Fox as well, but a lot of these guys are just they moved off of Marchenko at the start during the offseason, who went to Seattle, now in Columbus. But this team it's a solid team. There are some injuries that you are concerned about, though, with a Rope Hint, who had 44 points, 53 games. That's one of your number one. That is your number one center, right? That Wyatt Johnston has been playing really well. He usually heads up the second line center, but that's your number one center. So that's going to be a tough one to replace right there, right? And of course you have let's see who else. Colin Blackwell, he played 70 games this year. So again, another key player that you're out. So you're filling in the other spots with an Adam Ernie. So it's kind of tough there. even Radim Fox to play 58 games. Like, he shouldn't be playing that many games, to be honest. So moving forward with this, though, of course, Rantanen, phenomenal. Sam Steele got 33 points, 73 games. Matt Duchene, of course, consistent, 45 points, 57 games. Maverick Bourque, nice young player, 24 years old, 41 points in 82 games. Jamie Benn still putting up a half point per game player. Justin Haraikuen, goodness gracious, I have no idea who this cat is. So 25-year-old comes out of nowhere, 30 points in 81 games. I mean, did we even draft him? No, he's undrafted. They just found him. Good for them. I mean, good for the Dallas Stars. They just found him and called him up, and he's working out really well for them. So that was now when it comes as the forward group, right? Solid forward group. I mean, some high-end talent. And again, we can talk more about we'll talk more defense and goalies after this. So let's jump over to the Minnesota Wild. Actually, also I want to talk about their the points and everything, or the goals. The thing is with the Dallas Stars, you're pretty top heavy. You have Wyatt Johnson and Jason Robertson both scoring 44 goals. Phenomenal. Absolutely. Mikko Rantanen, 22 goals. Maverick Bourque, 20 goals. And those are the only 4 goal scorers you have that are really like, you have Duchene put up 16, Jamie Benn 15, Hintz 15. Like, you have some depth there, but like, you're relying super heavy on Wyatt Johnson and Jason Robertson. It's not a bad thing. It just is the reality of the situation where you're like, okay, hey, if they can shut down those 2 guys, your scoring might dry up pretty quickly. So making sure you're on top, you're protecting those guys as much as possible, because that's going to be a tough hit if one of those guys goes out. I'm moving on to the Minnesota Wild's forward group. I'm going to talk about high-end talent. You have a Kirill Kaprizov, only missed 4 games, 89 points in 78 games. He actually had did he beat Jason? No, Jason Robertson had a higher points per game, but still great. You have Matt Zuccarello, 54 points in 59 games, almost a point per game at 38 and a half years old. Good for them. Matt Boldy, 85 points, 76 games. Phenomenal. Joel Eriksson-Ek, 51 points. Marcus Johansson, 49 points. I mean, they're getting some good depth scoring. Tarasenko, who I'm so frustrated. 47 points, 75 games. And I said this before, and I'm a Red Wings fan, number one, right? I said that one of the reasons Tarasenko had a hard time in Detroit is there's no Russian players. I think there's something to be on speaking your mother tongue. And some comfortability, right? You can talk, and it's hard speaking and talking to everyone in your second language. And I think when you look at, you have Kirill Kaprizov who can speak Russian. You have Danil Yurov, right? Yakov Trenin. There's just enough like Russian guys there that you feel a little more at home, which gives guys more comfortability, which is why I don't think he worked out with the Red Wings. But again, if you bring a Swedish guy who maybe is like in the last, anyways, if you bring Swedish guys into the Red Wings, that would be a case, right? You got to like play to your group, right? When we see this with like Carolina, who brings in Finnish guys, like Florida brings in Finnish guys, Dallas brings in Finnish guys. Those, you feed these groups and these cores, and they stick together. That's beneficial for them, like those players, right? Because they can speak to each other in that way. And again, very happy for Tarasenko. Salty, absolutely salty that he went with free. I mean, they moved off of him pretty easily, the Red Wings, but again, I'm so happy for him that he did really well. Also, I got a Tarasenko jersey now, St. Louis Blues one, but still really cool. And it was cool to be able to get Marcus and Nick Foligno to be on the same team. Good, nice little pickup from Chicago just to be able to trade him over there, right? So again, similar high-end talent, right? The one caveat, again, we talked about Dallas with their center depth with Rope Hintz being out. That is a huge hit. Minnesota never had a great center depth. You have Ryan Hartman, Joel Eriksson-Ek. I mean, Danil Yurov may end up working out, but again, if you look at him, he's 22 years old. So he might work out, but it's just not like, it's not a huge factor. They trade for Michael Karen as well. So, but again, your center depth is still one of your weak points when it comes to the Minnesota Wild. But again, some guys are still able to get points here in this case. So looking at their goals, similar to the Dallas Stars, you're looking at who's scoring the goals in these cases. Again, it's a Kirill Kaprizov, it's a Matt Boldy. Those are the ones that are really scoring the goals right there. I'm looking at trying to find a name. I'm trying to find Brian Hartman. He's 30 years old. So I'm trying to look at the ages of who's scoring, right? And when we talked about the Dallas Stars scoring their goals and everything, it was like a Wyatt Johnston, 22 years old. Jason Robertson, 26. Rantanen, 28. Maverick Bourque, 23. Those are your 20 goals plus scorers, right? When you look at the Minnesota Wild and who's scoring on them, you got Kirill Kaprizov, 28, great age. Matt Boldy, 24. Ryan Hartman, 30. Can he keep it up? Tarasenko, 33. Joel Eriksson, had 19, so he's almost a 20 goal scorer. He's 28. But their top scorers are a little older, and that's just something to be a bit concerned with, because you're relying. I mean, there's more injury prone. You're unsure on that, right? So when it comes to if you can shut down, it's similar to Jason Robertson and Wyatt Johnson. If you can shut those down, your scoring kind of dries up. Same if you can shut down Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy, that can dry up pretty quickly as well. Going over to the defense, let's start with Dallas defense. Like we talked about, we have Miro Heiskanen was going to miss was unexpected to start. Now he seems to be good, seems ready to go. So you have an SL Lindell. I mean, one of the best shutdown defensemen, still can put up points, 32 points in 82 games. Miro Heiskanen, a top 10 defenseman in the league, potentially top 7. Again, Harley, who had a monster year last year with Heiskanen being out. I think he just got a new contract too. He's making over $10.5 million next year. Like, he went from $4 million a year to $10.5 million a year. Again, absolute stud. Nils Lundqvist got a new contract. Liam Bichel, and they picked up Tyler Myers as well. Your third pair, less of a factor when you have those elite scorers, but those are more your shutdown guys. Your Tyler Myers, again, he's 6'8". Liam Bichel is 6'7". That is a big third pair defense core you got right there. So again, those look great. And you also have Labushkin and Petrovic, who are 6'2" and 6'5", and Kyle Capo Bianco. So there's some guys, they have a huge defense core. You're going to lean on Harley and Heiskanen to really score the points, and that's a great emphasis there. Like, again, they put up 25, 23 minutes a night. Leaning heavy on those guys. Very good defense score. Again, Heiskanen. I mean, honestly, Harley, I might put ahead. Harley and Heiskanen probably, like I said, top 10. Like, no joke, they're that good in top 10, top 15 for both of them. They're just so good. Again, health is a huge thing, but again, you're not getting a ton of goals in the back end. I mean, but you still got 9 out of here, Miro, so I'm not too mad about that. Again, good, solid top 3, I'd say. Lindell, Miro, and Harley. Lundqvist, Bichel, and Myers. It is what it is. But again, hopefully you can fill it in. Again, hopefully those pairs don't get caved in. Going to the Minnesota defense, you're talking about. I mean, the biggest acquisition of the year was a Quinn Hughes, right? It was the Quinn Hughes trade, the monster trade for first round assets. They get Quinn Hughes, again, a Norris winner, a top 3 defenseman in the league. Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Zach Werenski. Like, those are the top 3 right now, right? Especially when it comes to points. And when he came over to, mind you, he was traded, I think, in December or something like that. When did he come over? I'll have to look it. I'll look it up. Oh, here we go. He came over 26 games of the season. Again, he was doing great in Vancouver. He was still doing well, 23 points in 26 games. But not a good Vancouver team. But again, he comes over to the Minnesota Wild. 53 points in 48 games. This guy's a absolute monster. By the way, he was traded in December. I'm looking it up right now. I just found the trade, December 12th. So before the new year, killing it. Absolutely, he's your ride or die. That moves down Brock Faber from a power play 1 to a power play 2. Still, he puts up 51 points in 80 games. Phenomenal, great player. And then you have Jared Spurgeon, your captain. You have Brodin as well. Again, you're really similar to Dallas. You have your 2 powerhouses. You have your Harley, Heiskanen, and in Minnesota you have your Hughes and Faber. Definitely younger when it comes to Hughes, Faber, but like I said, those you're still looking really good on both teams. Again, they're both going to be powerhouses for that time being. Then is Jared Spurgeon, still a great defenseman. He's older, 36 and a half years old. That's kind of your Esther Lindell. Again, he's a little smaller as well, though. But you have Jonas Brodin as well. Middleton, Bogosian. you're not super impressed with the defense core here. When the top end is huge, right? The rest of it is, but this is maybe you get like a Damian Hunt or a Matt Kierstead. Okay, cool. Like those are guys that played. Like they're here, but maybe you have the new Viking Gustafsson Nyberg. This guy is 6'6", 225 pounds, had 11 points in 38 games in NCAA. Great name, by the way. Absolute rock star name. He was meant to be a NHL player. But again, look at the comparison between Dallas and, so we talked about it with the forward group. I think when you look at the depth, I think Minnesota is a little bit younger. I think Dallas is a little more experienced, right? And in this case, because Dallas has gone to so many conference finals, when it comes to forward depth, I'm going Dallas. I think it is close. It is so close that they're kissing. But to me, I think it's still Dallas. Going with the defense group, if you're asking me, hey, would you rather have a Miro Harley or would you rather have Faber Hughes? Who's the worst defenseman of those four? It'd be Faber. But who's the best of that defense core of those four? Quinn Hughes, right? So I am going to take Quinn Hughes in this case. I think he's just a powerhouse. It's like kind of trying to bet against like Nathan McKinnon or like Crosby or McDavid. It's like you have a Quinn Hughes, dude. Like it's tough. It is absolutely tough. So I'm going to go the Quinn Hughes defense in this case, the Quinnesota defense. In this case, you have Dallas Stars with the better. Again, it's close though. It's not that far apart. I actually like the depth of the defense on Dallas a little more, but again, the high end talent of Quinn Hughes. I just think, he's so good defensively. He's good defensively. He's amazing offensively. So then going with the goalie tandem. So we have Dallas Stars again. Jake Ottinger. He had a huge contract his first year of his new contract. You have Casey DeSmith. Of course, Ottinger played 54 games, leading up a huge chunk of those games. Good goals against average was 2.59. That's a good goals against average, right? Save percentage is 0.899, which isn't that far off the average, really. For the let's see, NHL goalie save percentage average, because I think usually it's been going down these years. So when you're looking at goalies, normally it's, again, you're looking at like above a 900, like a 9.02, but overall, like you're not, like average right now is 900. So that's what they're saying right now is as a goaltender, your 900 is your average. So he's not that far off average, but you can't be average in the NHL. So you have to be excellent. And Ottinger has been. Again, he's gotten them to these huge playoff pushes. His goal save above expected is, he's saving 5 more goals than than it was expected. He looks good. But it is a concern there where you're like, okay, hey, is he going to falter? Right. We saw that with Pete DeBoer. Pete DeBoer last year skewered Jake Ottinger, that he was the reason that they lost last year in the conference finals. And you're just like, that's like such a tough look. And again, that hurts a kid's confidence. He's 27 years old. He's going to be a rock star. He's 6'6". Great goaltender. And Casey DeSmith, Casey DeSmith's not he's not, the only reason that Casey DeSmith will go in is if Jake Ottinger just gets pumped and they're like, yeah, we need to give you a break. Just take the night off, dude. Which would actually be terrible for Dallas. But that is not a concern when it comes to Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild have Philip Gustafsson and Jesper Wallstedt. Jesper Wallstedt is his first year in the NHL, 23 years old. What a great, this is, by the way, again, a Red Wings fan. I wanted Red Wings when they traded up to get Kosa, I wanted them to get Wallstedt. I thought he was more established, and that's okay. And Kosa is more of a project pick, and that we were seeing that. But Jesper Wallstedt has looked so good this season. He played 35 games. His save percentage was a 916. His goals against is 2.61. His numbers are better, and also better than both his numbers are both better than Gustafsson as a first year goalie. And so I'm so excited for him. And it has been announced that Wild will be starting Wallstedt, and it's so cool. It's cool to see that for a 23-year-old goaltender. Their goalie of the future. He's got one more year until his contract's up. And then he's going to get a huge contract. I think this is so exciting for them. Again, it's not wrong to do either one, like either Wallstedt or imagine Gustafson's doing bad and then you put Wallstedt is doing bad and then you put Gustafson in. You're like, oh, okay, well, like and then you put Gustafson in the next game. Like, damn, like that's tough. It's both goaltenders are phenomenal. It's really a coin toss. And I actually don't mind them putting the younger goalie in first. Because he might just be elite. And if you lose game one, you're like, okay, we lost game one, we can put Gustafson in. Like we know he's more established and everything. So I'm not mad about that. You can, again, because you don't want to go have Gustafson have a bad first game and then you have to rely on the rookie. And then he's has a little bit of nerves. Like rather have the nerves at the start. You can always bounce back because you have to win 4 games. So again, both are looking. I'm going and for the goalies, I'm going Minnesota. I mean, I like Ottinger a lot. He's had some phenomenal playoff series. He's had some not so phenomenal. But when you have a tandem like a Wallstedt and Gustafson, I mean, you can't go wrong, right? So like if Ottinger's bad, then the team gets nervous. If one of the goalies in the Wild's bad, it's like, okay, we got another one. Like we have an extra, which is so crazy. So I'm going in this case, I'm going with Minnesota Wild in this case. So just to review, we have we didn't even go over the stats. I didn't even go over the stats over here yet. Power play, and I'm just going to run through these quickly. So we have, again, Minnesota, better defense. Dallas, I'm going forward. Minnesota had better defense and goalie. Dallas had better forwards. Run through the other stats real quick. Power play, Dallas wins. Dallas second, Minnesota's third. So both are doing really well. Penalty kill, Dallas 13th, Minnesota 16th. So again, very similar. And those numbers matter a little less in the playoffs because you're not as likely to get penalties called. And if you do, you're going to get matched penalties. So Minnesota gets 2 power plays, Dallas typically gets 2 power plays. So we talked about goaltenders. Both are still really good. Like Dallas's save percentages is 6th in the league. And then Minnesota Wild is 3rd. So again, or 2nd. So they're still really, really good in this. Again, it's unfair that this has to happen in the first round. Goals against, so Dallas lets in less goals and then Minnesota, but Dallas is 2nd in the league with the least amount of goals. And then Minnesota's 4th. It's super close. Now this is the one that is a bigger concern. Shots for Dallas takes significantly less shots than Minnesota. Minnesota's 7th in the league. Dallas is 30th. So they're less shots means less chances. So that is a concern. But again, they're still, you're still getting a lot of they're still getting a lot of goals. Clearly, they did really well. They still, Dallas still beat Minnesota in the division. So you have to consider like, hey, that's something to be wary of, right? More shots. But again, there's also the idea of having quality shots as well. Shots against if they are getting shot on. Dallas is suppressing all those. They're 7th on shots against. So you're getting a lot more block shots there. Unless they're getting to the goalie. Minnesota, they're letting more shots get through. They're 24th in the league. So they are definitely letting more shots get through, which then again, that can cause an issue, but just shows how good the goaltending's been, that they're allowing more shots and they're still getting great goaltending. And then last one is, and this is my opinion, the most important one is the 5-on-5 goals, because again, that's where you're going to score most goals is when there's a guy that you're always on or a guy that's always on you. Dallas finished 9th in the league with 5-on-5 goals, and then Minnesota was 11th. So again, very, very close. These two teams are very similar and very good matchups in this case. Again, we saw that. Again, I give you comparisons. It is literally a coin toss, and it is incredibly tough to pick. I think it will rely so much on goaltending this one. I mean, it always does, right? Like, but goaltending, like in this case, is going to be huge. Like, because I talked about the Ottawa Senators and the Carolina Hurricanes. Both goalies Ullmark can be good, but Carolina has always had bad goaltending. This one, goaltending is both elite, so it's going to be hard to score on them. So if I'm going, again, it's a bit of a coin toss. And let me know who you pick in the comment box below, or tweet at me, Undrafted Hockey Fan Podcast. And in this case, I am biased, and I'm going to go with experience in this case. I am going to go with Dallas, because Dallas, again, has been to the conference finals. They have some experience. There is something to be able to play high-end hockey. Even Quinn Hughes hasn't been to a ton of playoffs. The last time Quinn Hughes was in the playoffs was in the 23-24 season. It is a different beast. Quinn Hughes is 5'10". And I just told you about Tyler Myers and Liam Bichsel, 6'8" and 6'7", respectively, on the Dallas Stars. It is a tough game. You're going to get banged around. Whoever comes out of this is going to come out pretty roughed up. But I think it's going to be hard to say a clear winner. I think if you do this series 100 times, it'd be close 50-50-50. I just think but I'm going to, in this case, I am going to go with more experience, and even going with Minnesota. Like, they made the playoffs last year, but they even missed the playoffs in 23-24. Like, and they haven't gotten out of the first round since the 2014-2015 season. So it's been over 10 years since they got out of the first round. Again, where Dallas is going to the conference finals the last 3 years. So, in my opinion, Dallas takes this. Again, but it's way closer than I didn't want it to be this way. It's way closer than I want it to be. So, anyways, hit like, subscribe. Love you guys. Catch you in the next one, and check out my playoff previews. We'll be doing all the series, and yeah, love you. Catch you soon. Bye.